Go.
Hi guys, I'm here with your Bible reading. Sorry it is late once again. Having trouble with my oxygen being really low again. My blood pressure being extremely low again. What? With my blood pressure being extremely low again, and I haven't been able to stay awake today, so I've been asleep most of the day. I just got back up. So I'm going to get this Bible reading done for you while I was up and awake. Okay. We're going to begin where we left off yesterday, of course. We'll be finishing reading more in chapter 13 of Matthew. We'll be reading verses 24 through 46 of chapter 13. And we're going to talk about beginning today's chapter with the parable of the weeds. I told you Jesus always spoke in parables. So let's see what this one, see what Jesus says this one means. Let's see here. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell you, the harvesters, first collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned, then gather the wheat and bring into my barn." Now we're going to do another parable before Jesus explains what these mean. This is the parables of the mustard seed and the yeast. He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed, which a man took and planted in his field. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree, so that the birds come and perch in its branches. He told them still another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into about 60 pounds of flour until it worked all through the dough. Jesus spoke all these things to the crowd in parables. He did not say anything to them without using a parable. So was fulfilled what was spoken through the prophet. "I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things hidden since the creation of the world." Now Jesus is going to explain the parable of the weeds. Then he left the crowd and went into the house. His disciples came to him and said, "Explain to us the parable of the weeds in the field." He answered, "The one who sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed stands for the people of the kingdom. The weeds are the people of the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the harvesters are angels. As the weeds are pulled up and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Whoever has ears, let them hear. The parables of the hidden treasure and the pearl. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field. When a man found it, he hid it again, and then in his joy went and sold all he had and bought that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he found one of great value, he went away and sold everything he had and bought it. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow with Matthew to see if Jesus explains these parables or does more parables for us, or we go on to something else. We'll just have to wait and see. So we're going to go to our psalm today, which is Psalm 18, and we'll be reading verse 1 through verse 15. And it is, "For the director of music of David, the servant of the Lord, he sang to the Lord the words of this song when the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. He said, I love you, Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I called to the Lord, who is worthy of praise, and I have been saved from my enemies. The cords of death entangled me. The torrents of destruction overwhelmed me. The cords of the grave coiled around me. The snares of death confronted me. In my distress, I called to the Lord. I cried to my God for help. From his temple he heard my voice. My cry came before him into his ears. The earth trembled and quaked, and the foundations of the mountains shook. They trembled because he was angry. Smoke rose from his nostrils. Consuming fire came from his mouth. Burning coal blazed out of it. He parted the heavens and came down. Dark clouds were under his feet. He mounted the cherubim and flew. He soared on the wings of the wind. He made darkness his covering, his canopy around him, the dark rain clouds of the sky. Out of the brightness of his presence, clouds advanced, with hailstones and bolts of lightning. The Lord thundered from heaven. The voice of the Most High resounded. He shot his arrows and scattered the enemy. With great bolts of lightning he routed them. The valleys of the sea were exposed, and the foundations of the earth laid bare at your rebuke, Lord, at the blast of breath from your nostrils. And that was Psalm 18. Verses 1 through 15. Okay, guys. We're ending today's Bible reading with Proverbs chapter 4, verses 1 through verse 6. And it talks about getting wisdom at any cost. Listen, my sons, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. For I too was a son to my father, still tender and cherished by my mother. Then he taught me, and he said to me, take hold of my words with all your heart. Keep my commands, and you will live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. And that was our Proverbs reading. Okay guys, that was our Bible reading for today. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. I hope you guys are having a good night. I hope you have a blessed rest of your week. Please remember to keep Christopher Sirback in your prayers. I haven't heard any updates today because I haven't been on the computer. But if I hear any, I asked earlier when I was talking to my mom on the phone and there wasn't no updates. But if I hear any later tonight, I will let you know tomorrow. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, I'll see you guys all again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye guys. God bless.